I've been having conversations with people that want to go for their undergraduate programs or studies abroad. I mean, BSc, especially Europe. And oftentimes that this conversation comes up, I always tell them to go for apprenticeship or vocational training in Europe instead. Let me explain. So BSc in Europe is usually for 3 years, and as a student, you are only allowed to work 20 hours in a week during school time and full time when the school is on break. Remember that this 20 hours job is not in your field. It's usually factory work, cleaning, Amazon, warehouse, just to sustain yourself or support yourself to cover your living expenses. So you are not gaining real experience that you need for the job market. And remember that you work in Europe or abroad generally, you need real experience. Your certificates alone will not land you job. You need real experience. I mean, practical experience. And for the fact that you are in Europe, you need to understand the language. You need to speak the language to an acceptable level, especially if your field is not related to IT or tech or engineering courses. Once you finish your BSc program, you'll be given opportunities to look for a job. You then become a job seeker. At this point, you need practical work experience, you need language skill, and probably to understand the system, except if your field is related to tech, IT, or engineering. This set of people do not always need language skill. The job seeker visa is for a limited period of time. So you are under pressure to switch your visa to another legal visa within the country, which can include work permits, understudy visa, family unification. You leave the country, you go to another country, or you become, or you seek support. So at the end of the day, only few went on to get work permits. Probably those that are into tech, IT, engineering. In short, those that are their courses are in high demand in Europe. These are the people that were able to switch their visa to work permits. On the other hand, when you go through apprenticeship or vocational training, before you even enter the country, you're already speaking the language up to B1. Some even do up to B2. So you are already speaking the language. And from the time that you enter Europe, that you get your resident permit, you start to gain practical experience because you are going to combine school teaching or school learning with company learning. So you go to school and you are attached to a company that will be teaching you practical. So the school is going to be for theory and the company is going to be for practical. This is what you are going to do for 3 years if your program is for 3 years or 2 years, 2.5 years, 3.5 years, as the case may be. Part of what you'll be doing during your training program is that you will also be enrolled in a language school to increase your language knowledge. So by the time you finish your 3 years program or 2 years, you have practical experience. You understand the system. You speak the language to, and now it's not even acceptable. So you're no longer an intermediate speaker of the language. You understand what you have been speaking for the past 3 years that you are even in a school. You came or you entered the country with B1 or B2, which is an intermediate. And within that 3 years, you are still going to be enrolled or you are still enrolled in a language school. So you speak the language fluently, you understand the language, and you have practical experience. So you have no business stressing yourself looking for job. Many times, 97% of times, the employer that trained you will even employ you. So you are not under pressure to switch your your training visa to a work visa because you're already in the system. The employer knows that this person has, so they're not even looking for anything. They are not doubting you. Probably you have the experience or not, because of course they trained you. So no, they know what you are capable of doing. They know that you can speak the language very well. Okay. So they switch your visa from training visa to work permit. Then you continue your life. So at the time of you switching your visa from training visa to work permit, the people that finished BSc will be competing with you. So even if you don't want to work with your employer that trained you go for an interview outside and you are speaking, they call you for interview, you speak the language, they ask you questions, practical questions, you're able to show yourself, to showcase yourself that this is what I've been taught in the past 3 years. As well as just coming with certificates, no practical experience, just theory. Before they will pick the person that have BSc certificates, they will have picked 100 people that have the training certificate. This is my personal opinion and submission. If you are not going for masters in Europe or PhD, you want to start from BSc, I do advise that you go for the training program instead. If for adventure you are a career person, you still want to go to school. Once you switch your visa to work permit, you can then enroll yourself for BSc. You are going to be a full-time worker and a part-time student. That time you are going to be earning salary, full salary. So you can be able to take care of your school fee, living expenses with ease. You are not under pressure to either pay your school fees or to pay house rent or to do anything. You can do that. You can do that for BSc, for MS, even for PhD. So by the time you finish your BSc or masters, you have both practical and degree certificates, which is very, very good compared to when you start from BSc. Trust me, many people even finish BSc and go back for the training because they were not able to secure employment. I hope with this few points of mine, I've been able to open your eyes to see that training program, vocational training program or apprenticeship program is better than BSc in Europe. If you feel what I said is not correct or you have contrary opinions what I said, let's meet in the comments. Let's talk in the comments. Remember, this is my personal opinion. It's not a rule or law or regulation. This is the way I state it. So if you oppose what I said, let's meet in the comments to learn more from each other. Remember, this is relocation and not Japan.